Good morning. Welcome to Farming Simulator 25, Remote Off-Grid Homestead Series. Alright. And again, why are my greenhouses not producing like they're supposed to? That's why. Okay. So apparently some mod I installed increased the size of pallets from 1,000 liters to 2,000 liters. So that's the reason why I'm getting only one pallet instead of two. Well, it appears to only be the main greenhouses, because the mushroom greenhouses are still producing 1,000 liter pallets. All right. Now let's check the price on canola oil. All right, so yeah, canola oil price right now is very good. Basically above what its claimed maximum should be. Alright, swap over to the Una mug. Alright, I'll see you at the shop. Alright, here we are. Okay. 21,878. That was a very nice day of course, it was that leftover canola oil from last year that really bumped it up. Still, that's a nice little payday. I'll see you back at the farm. Alright, here I am back at the farm now. Actually, I'm done putting material into the... So I'll go ahead and close this. There we go. There's nothing more going into the windmill for quite a while. There's only stuff coming out. Alright, now when is sunflower oil at its best price? February. Alright, so sunflower oil and honey both go in February. That's good, so I have some time for sunflowers to process into oil before I have to haul them off to market. And is tomorrow the best day for flour? Yes, December's best time for flour. And straw. So, looks like there's going to be a lot of hauling. But there's nothing left to do today, so I'll go ahead and advance time to December. Alright, since it won't be light as early, I'm going to set my wake up time to 9 instead of 8. Oh. Okay. Let's grab this pallet of sunflower oil and get it put away. I'm going to haul the separate, I'm going to haul the normal produce, the flour, and straw all separate from each other, so that way I can get a itemized breakdown of how much each is making. Alright, I will be back once I get to the shop with just the greenhouse. Alright, here I am at the shop. Alright, just the greenhouse. 10,000. 10,500. Nice. Alright, I'll see you back at the farm. Alright, I'm back at the farm, so let's do a price check here. Alright, right now straw is right at its top price, but it seems to be going up. Alright, I missed it. Flour is not quite at its top price, but it's still going up. Now the graph is saying it won't hit its top price until next month. But we'll give it some time here. Since it is the first of the month, I need to put water in all my greenhouses. Okay, the new spring onion greenhouse is ready for water now. Alright, since this is brainless and dull, I'll skip all the watering and I'll be back as I move on to the next thing. Okay, all the watering is done. So let's go ahead and place our last greenhouse. Well, I say last. I might place one more, and that's going to be the rice sapling greenhouse. Find the one that has no, this one here has no water in it. And there you go. It's going to run napa cabbage. Let's go ahead and check the prices. David's still trying to get me to plow his 786, so I still got a little bit to go on the flour. Straw. The straw's still sitting at, the advertised max price, but it says it's going up, so might get a little bit more out of it. Remove the pallet straps. Alright. Operator's position. Leave that Unimog running so I can work the hydraulics. Circle around here, see if I can get a little bit closer. $65%. 1%. I don't think they'll all fit in one load. Hey. Try this again. Square bale. Straw. All right. Keep this in where they're safe and out of the weather. Alright, I'll see you again at the shop. Alright, here I am at the shop. Let's see how much a full load of straw is worth. $7,660. Very nice. Alright, head back for next load. Okay, here I am back at the farm again. Seemed to work better with the mug facing this way. Alright, That's all the straw loaded up. I'll see you back at the shop again. Alright, here we are at the shop again. So 7,660 plus 4,200. So almost 12,000 for all that straw. Not a huge amount of money, but definitely useful. Alright, I'll see you back at the farm again. Alright, here I am back at the farm. Alright, gotta put the cargo straps back on to handle pallets. A little bit of minor repairs there. Let's check prices again. What's flour looking like? No, it's still not there. So I guess I'm going to sell flour tomorrow. Yeah, there's still quite a bit of sunflower in there for making sunflower oil. Looks like I should still put out 3 more pallets. Go advance time till tomorrow. Or the second half of December anyway. What the heck was that noise? Oh, it snowed. Yay, snow. Alright. So now let's check. Flour is at 806. So yeah, yesterday it was like 780 something was the maximum price. Now it's saying the maximum price is 800 and we're sitting at 806. Huh. And hey, ain't that far off, only $2 off. So as usual, I'll start here with the greenhouses. Okay. I looked at possibly setting up a bakery out here, but I decided against it. I think I'm just too far away from Juneau to be able to reliably deliver fresh bread every day. So instead I'll just provide flour that bakeries there in Juneau can work with. Spring onion should be popping out any minute now. Alright. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna pause recording while I wait for these spring onions to pop out. Okay, spring onions have popped out. Pull in my forks. At this rate, looks like I'll actually be done with all the sunflower oil by the time February rolls around, or at least the second half of February. Alright, there's snow on the ground, but it's not actively snowing right now, so I'll go ahead and leave the tractor outside because I'm about to use it when I get back. Put the mug into four-wheel drive. Alright, I'll see you at the shop. Alright, I'm back. Had a little bit of slipping and sliding on the road here, since it's a cutout road on the side of the hill. But I managed to keep it on the road. Let's see how much we get. 12,100. Not bad at all. Warms up a little bit more and all the snow melts away. That'd be nice. Alright, I'll see you back at the farm. Alright, here I am back at the farm. I think I'm a little bit too close to this greenhouse, so let's move over a little bit so that I have plenty of room on both sides to work with. Yeah, having room to work safely is more importantly than more important and actually faster, since you don't have to do all the wiggling than if you parked right on top of whatever you're trying to do. Alright, so I'm going to pull out in even numbers. It's easier to load by 2 by 2 if you're doing in even numbers. Alright. Being a little squirrely here, especially with the snow on the ground. So I think I'm going to put my weight on. Obviously I don't actually need it, but it'll make it a little bit quicker and easier. Sliding down the hill. I'll square up. There we go. Well, not only is it a rear counterweight, apparently it's a bumper too. Bump into things all the time. Of course, it's not good to bump into things, but some things can take being bumped into and some can't. That trailer there is pretty sturdy and the counterweight is too, so either one of them is going to be too greatly disturbed by a little bit of bump and go. Now, if my pickup was over here and I backed into my pickup with this counterweight, that'd be a whole nother matter. I need to increase my power here at the farm too. So I don't think these greenhouses draw all that much power for the most part. But I still only have the solar and wind on, the little solar and wind on top of the house. So it might be a good idea to add some more power generation for my next phase. So I'm pretty sure that little solar panel and that windmill. I'm pretty much topped out. Alright, this video's right at the 1 hour mark, so I'm gonna skip time while I finish loading this trailer. And then I'll pop back in when I'm making the first delivery. It's probably gonna take 2 loads. Alright, here we are coming up on the shop. I'll tell you what, there's 24 pallets of flour on here, and it pushed me around really bad in the snow when I was turning on from my road onto the main track. You know, the trailer's still sliding around apparently. Let's see how much this pays. Alright, so this pays $26,800. I still have 14 more pallets at the farm to go pick up. I'll be right back. Alright, there I am with the second load, 14 pallets. Alright, 15,500 this time. So yeah, I've had a very good year with the flour. And the leftover canola oil. Definitely got more than I would have for just the wheats and oats. Alright, I'll be back when I'm back at the farm. Alright, here I am back at the farm. I'm parked the trailer down here. Put the lemon mug away. I got a nice chunk of change there in the old bank account. It's very tempting to just go and buy something, but I need to think very carefully about this and don't let that money burn a hole in my pocket. I guess going forward from here I can start on the chickens since I got chicken food. I can save up and put up another generator. So I'm going to need about another 20,000 or so to put a big solar panel on top of my bale storage over there. And then ultimately I'm going to want to get a preserved food factory, which will open up more options to me for crop types. But I'm going to end this episode right here. Thank you very much for watching.